Before we get into today's video, I want to say thank you to all my viewers. In the past few weeks, the channel has just passed 500,000 views. It has been a pleasure making these videos for you, and I truly appreciate every view, every like, every comment that I get from you guys, so thank you. In today's video, I want to talk about ILUS International. ILUS has dropped way below fair value, and at this price, I can easily see this stock making very nice gains in the very short term. And in this video, I will explain my reasons for this. And later on, I will look at the charts to further show what I think will happen next and why. If you like this content, can you smash the like button? It literally costs you nothing, but it helps me out so much and shows me that you want to see me create more ILUS related content. My most recent ILUS video has got over 220 likes. Help me make this one more successful. Now let's get into it. If you're new to ILUS International stock, check out my other videos where I explain all about the company, such as any of these videos, and there are links to these in the description. Basically, ILUS is a public multinational M&A investment company focused in the technology, engineering and manufacturing space, mainly from emergency service products, emergency response vehicles, vehicle conversions, EVs, wearable tech and smart tech. They look to acquire companies who have strong management and potential to grow rapidly and will benefit hugely from being part of the ILUS group of companies. Over the past year, ILUS have acquired several companies that fit with the company's strategy perfectly. And I have covered each of these in detail in previous videos, so check those out. Earlier this week, ILUS confirms plans for its renewable subsidiary and Replay Solutions. Back in January, the company spoke of its plans to create a renewable subsidiary alongside its emergency response, integrated systems and defense subsidiaries. ILUS is in the final preparations for the incorporation and launch of its first renewable asset, Replay Solutions, which will commence operations from Serbia and Dubai during the second quarter of 2022, followed by the United States during the fourth quarter. ILUS' core business is and will always remain orientated around fire and rescue, emergency response and public safety. But the short-term plans were to create and develop subsidiaries for the aligned acquisitions which would streamline management, increase efficiency and ultimately make ILUS more effective in protecting and saving lives. The aim is that each subsidiary will grow into its own substantial business. These existing businesses will now be joined by the renewables subsidiary. So this is all very good. This has been the plan for a long time now, so it's good to see that the company is sticking to its overall long-term structure and goals. And the structure is stated here. ERT will be home to ILUS emergency response acquisitions and will include companies which manufacture firefighting equipment or rescue vehicles, or which have technology or products for the emergency response sector. So that is Firebug, TVC, Georgia Fire and Rescue, Bullhead Products, and the rescue drones from Vera Drones range, as well as the virtual reality training from Curve XR. And any new acquisitions that fall into this category, such as the large six-figure revenue acquisition that is in progress. In addition to the renewable subsidiary, the company will officially be adding a defense subsidiary, for which it plans to add a very significant acquisition soon. So straight away, there is an upcoming catalyst. A significant acquisition for the defense, as well as the large six-figure acquisition that we have been waiting a long time for. But this will definitely have a huge impact on the share price when it comes. But that is only the start of the catalysts that are coming up, and I will look at some more of this in just a moment that will be coming within the next 2 weeks, so stick around for that. But first, Replay Solutions. This is a renewable subsidiary that will be orientated around urban mining. This is the process of recovering rare metals from discarded electronic equipment and electrical waste, such as electronics that people often throw away. These are a viable source of rare earth metals, and these electronics are all over cities across the planet. According to a survey, unused cell phones represent a sales value of nearly $2.5 billion in precious metals like gold, silver, platinum and copper, so this is definitely an area worth looking into. And ILUS plans to launch this business in the US during the fourth quarter using a franchise model. As it says here, it will operate a hub and spoke business model whereby one centralized regional hub with a large refining center will be supplied by regional franchises that will be sold in each state by the company. The management of Replay Solutions have previously achieved great success with this business model in similar businesses and believe it is both a lucrative and rewarding opportunity for franchisees. But that's not all. Replay Solutions has already obtained a substantial and consistent supply of raw materials through several government contracts and is beginning to scale the business through its facility in Dubai and larger operation in Serbia. The company later plans to add a specialized lithium recycling plant, which will play a key role in supplying the growing lithium battery demand, which already dramatically exceeds its supply. And ILUS has spoken with lithium battery suppliers who supply the world's largest automotive manufacturers. They have both confirmed their lithium shortage and their willingness to receive a supply from Serbia, so this all looks very promising. Now, a moment ago I spoke about upcoming catalysts, and although acquisitions do tend to be the biggest driver for share price increases at ILUS over the past year, something that was mentioned earlier this week in a shareholder's letter is nearly certain to see a very positive price movement soon. In a letter from JP Backwell on March 21st, he confirmed that the share structure update is being completed and will be visible on the 1st of April. That is because the TA updates and changes on the 1st and 15th of each month, and our latest update should reflect on or very shortly after the 1st of the new month. So we could very well see this on Friday next week. Now, this is very important to see this update. I've seen a lot of posts on social media over the past month or two talking about dilution. So to see this up-to-date share structure after the issuing of 3 blocks of restricted shares for the completed acquisitions and see it remaining at 1.2 billion will be very positive. And as it says here, the current amount of ILUS outstanding shares is 1.2 billion and the company is reducing these outstanding shares by a further 180 million, so they are aiming to get this down to about 1 billion. One of the options being considered to achieve this is to offer shareholders an opportunity to lock up shares in a preferred category. Now, Nick has spoke about this before. I can't remember when it was first mentioned, but this was definitely talked about at the annual shareholders meeting back at the end of January. This would be a possible preferred share category for long-term investors that would also pay a nice dividend. Now, as for the next piece of news that was recently announced, I have mixed feelings, as I'm sure a lot of you out there also have. ILUS have appointed official auditors. AJSH has recently begun the audit of ILUS and is expecting to complete it by the summer of 2022. After completing the audit, ILUS will file its Form 10 with the SEC to become a fully reporting entity. It will also change its registered name from Illustrato Pictures International to ILUS International and apply with OTC markets to uplist from the OTC Pink market to the OTCQB. Now, this is where I have mixed feelings. First of all, finally we're getting the official name change from Illustrator Pictures to ILUS, which is fantastic to see. And I'm also delighted to see that ILUS will be audited, and this will provide major legitimacy to the published figures. And although I am happy that the company is moving up to the OTCQB, I was hopeful that ILUS would be looking towards moving to NASDAQ. After all, for the past year, I was of the belief that ILUS would be looking to get NASDAQ listed during 2022. However, moving from the pink sheets to the OTCQB does also have huge benefits. As we know, there's a lot of possible investors that simply cannot invest in pink sheet stocks, and listing ILUS on the OTCQB will only attract even further interest from institutional investors and large private investors. As it says here, the audit of ILUS International's running parallel to ILUS's plan for ERT and its other subsidiaries. ILUS confirms that uplisting to the OTCQB does not detract from its plans it has for its subsidiaries, which are continuing simultaneously. When we look at the charts over the past 6 months, we can see just how much this stock has dropped, from its high point of just under 50 cents back in November, right down to a low of 10 cents last month. With the current price of 14 cents, meaning the ILUS market cap has now dropped as low as $145 million. Looking closer, we can see just how drastic this fall has been, with the stock moving very steady in the downward channel, recording lower highs and lower lows right up until late February. However, in recent weeks, there seems to be a shift in momentum. Over the past 4 weeks, we have started to see higher lows, as indicated here by the yellow arrows. This can be seen as a bullish sign, and this wedge formation looks promising too. I feel that ILUS is in need of some catalysts right now, and some good PR and an increase in volume. I think the stock price could see a significant increase in the very short term. Trading volume is currently as low as I've ever seen it. only 4.4 million shares on Friday, which is only about 25% of average volume over the past 30 days. This is as low as I've seen it in a year, but I think that with the deals to be announced any day now, the updated share structure and the upcoming release of financial statements, I think that ILUS is looking very attractive right now. While the current price is only 14 cents, I see this as having far more upside potential than downside risk in both the long term and the very short term. Personally, I expect ILUS to break above 20 cents again within the next 2 weeks. That is my analysis of what I think. But what do you think of ILUS stock, and where do you think the share price will be within the next few weeks or the next 12 months? Drop me a comment and let me know, what are your plans for this stock? Are you buying, holding or selling? And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and have a blessed day.